Ooh, let me just close that for a second.
Oh,
Awesome. All right. Hello, Tracy. How are you?
good, good. I was just playing around in your chat.
Awesome. And yes, hope I'm hoping that is this the place that you want to be. We don't have any specific subject right now. We'll just go with the flow. If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything at all, we're pretty much both open books. So you just go ahead. And thank you for coming, Wilderstead, Nightfall, Homestead, Tanya. Thank you for being here. Melissa is here also. Just watching you. Yeah, I watched a few videos before going live
Another
also.
one. I appreciate it.
Still trying to close up the greenhouse for cold in the morning and next few days. Yeah, it's weird. You guys are having colder days down there than what we're having up here.
Let me guess, it's going to be in the 50s. No,
I'm not
they
sure
get
what it
cold down
is
there.
Fahrenheit. We had +5 Celsius today, so I'm guessing it's a few degrees above freezing temperatures that I know.
We were, well, what was my high here was 42, and it rained all day long.
42. Let me see.
Fahrenheit.
So that was 41. So we had 41 today, which is nice. Hello, Jerry. Marilyn is here also. Danny, Cajun Hydroponics, thank you. There's 7 tonight and 30 the next 2 nights. That's cold. For you guys down there, it's cold. You might get some snow, Danny.
Yeah, I've been walking around and I keep catching myself on the videos that I'm recording and I keep saying grow that. And I can't remember I couldn't remember where it's from Danny, I think.
Yep.
I'm
Cajun
sorry.
Hydroponics.
It just rings in my head and there is no buffer between my head and my mouth. Hey Moonsprout, Dave.
Should have put sunscreen today. I was reading Wilderstead's comment down below. You put me in the video that you put about 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna have to go and watch it. Hello, Jerry. Dave is here. Moonsprout, thank you very much for stopping by. I don't mind as long as it's fair game. Um, if it doesn't get me into trouble or anything, I'm good.
Speaking of trouble, you got me called out during in the chat of a live stream. I'm sitting there just innocently watching Deep South Homestead's live stream, and John comes on and he's like, "Yeah, Remy ratted you out."
Didn't take him too long. Well,
No,
he commented on the video. It's not like he didn't see it. I just wanted to get his reaction to see what he was going to say. Because I said the exact same thing you said in one of my videos.
yeah.
No snow. Well, I'm sure I could send you snow, Danny, and with the temperatures you're showing up, it would stay there. It wouldn't melt.
Yeah. You're welcome to all of it you want. I'll even load it on the truck.
I'm even starting to think about paying shipping. I mean,
Yeah.
hi, Lynn. So last Friday when I did my live stream, it was the day before the draft. I had Danny from Cajun Hydroponics up here. We were talking about all kind of stuff, and then I had my live stream on Sunday morning that I started doing lately. It's helping a lot with watch hours. I find I'm getting just as many views on the Sunday mornings as I get on Friday nights.
Nice.
And I wasn't drafted when I did my live stream on Sunday morning. I was drafted later on Sunday night, and I think you were also, Tracy, right?
Yeah.
You were drafted on Sunday.
This yes, Sunday night, the second day.
Okay. And I know Back to Basics Homestead Annie was drafted on Sunday as well. a lot of heavy hitters in the last few days. I know Danny from Kitchen Hydroponics was drafted behind me, and I was number 44.
Well, it's like I said, I told you they saved the best for last. I figured they would have fought over you a little bit more because of all that you brought in.
Yeah, but there are different uh, rules in place this year. For one, so I'm pretty sure some people brought in a lot of food last year, probably more than I did, but they just didn't have the requirements,
Right.
like the minimum videos that were required to so that your weigh in would count. So I'm guessing by removing that minimum amount of videos, they know that some of those will have tons of food. I also think that they were trying to maybe remove the competitive aspect from it. I am a competitive person, and by seeing the way that the draft was going, I was like telling myself, okay, like this means that I have to settle down a little bit. I have to calm down. Um, it's not about growing more food than anyone else. It's just about doing what I can do, and sometimes you need that. And I'm more like I'm gonna be more relaxed this summer. I still want to grow as much food as I can. I'm still
Right.
gonna am at 2,000 pounds. I had rough close to 1,700 last year, and I want to do better than that this year. But I might not give my numbers away publicly. We're probably going to tease each other on the chat
Well,
once in a
yeah.
while, but I don't want to go bragging or anything like that. And I know someone out there is going to beat me. There's so many great channels.
Yeah, there's some
Wellness
really
Dead.
good.
They're talking about. I think it was Dan that talked about growing 80% of what they eat, which is
That
it's insane.
that's
Uh,
commendable. Really commendable. And,
yeah,
and not easy in the least.
and there's a lot of factors to take in also. I mean, I am a solo homesteader growing food for seven while having a full time job. In your case, you're retired. You're
Mhm.
you're doing it by yourself. Like Marilyn, she's working hard with her boyfriend, even though it's not necessarily on camera, but he's helping her a lot. So they're more like a duo. And I see Abundant Acres Homestead that came in also. They're pretty much the same thing. They work together. So when you are more than one person working towards a project, it goes faster. If I don't have time to harvest something today, I can tell my girlfriend, just go and harvest it, and
Mhm.
she would go. My girlfriend doesn't like gardening, and she can't because of her Meniere disease. But I mean, if she was available, it'd make a huge difference.
Yeah.
I could do the double of what I'm doing now. And like Annie's home most of the time, but she has to take care of the kids in the house, and she doesn't necessarily have 100% of her time doing the stuff she does.
Well,
So there's
she's
a lot of
also taking the gardening course. She's got the course that she's going through with the dog. That's there ain't no grass growing under her feet. And did you see Marilyn on little homestead by the beach? Her last video, there was just something about it that impressed me. The production quality of it just blew me away.
and I
It just
told her the exact same thing.
it was just a really well done video.
And like I told her, I said, it's amazing to see all the stuff you can do. And she replied, well, you've seen all those videos before, like all those footage before. Like, yeah, but when I watch a video about you growing tomatoes, I don't notice what's all around. I see the
Right.
tomatoes. If you're talking about going on a walk for a walk on the beach, I'll notice the beach. Uh, in that video, everything was there. Everything
Yeah.
was like you could see that she's got a bunch of stuff crumbled together, but it's growing well. You can see that she has a rabbit. She's talking about having chickens. She's gonna put huge numbers.
Yeah.
She's an awesome gardener, and we have such a great team. Like on both, like I mean, I'm talking about the whole community there. It's a great team because to me, it's team global gardening and homesteading
Yeah.
community.
What an awesome year to do it too, because prices are skyrocketing, and the encouragement, it just couldn't come at a better time for me personally to say, okay, I'm going to do this because I need to finish well. I need to harvest more than just plants that have gone to seed. Um, I need to finish well. I need to fill my pantry. I need to actually keep track of this stuff. And what a great year to do it.
Definitely. Hi, Marcy, Amanda. Thank you for stopping by. And I said hello, Abundant Acres. I don't know if it's Angie or Kenny or both of them. Thank you for being here. Melissa's here also. You stepped up last year and showed everyone that it's possible. And for me, I think that it's not necessarily the one specific skill that I have that made me bring in a lot of food. It's mostly the fact that I was able to do a little bit of everything. I was able to fish, hunt, garden, farm, forage. And I also, well, I'm hoping that I was able to show that even if you don't have a big backyard,
Right.
there are other ways to do it with the community garden, with the fact that I had Sarah's property to have some stuff there. I had a few friends that told me, just come and grab plums if you want, come grab apples if you want, wild apples around. Like, it wasn't just me being on my own property. You can use, not, I don't want to say use, but you can get help from other people around you, and that's okay also.
Yeah, you really show the way with Serge's property and the community garden. You really show and how it can be put into practice, and it's a viable solution. I mean, we tell people, hey, if you don't have the land, go ahead and go in with a friend on a community garden type thing, or borrow some land to plant on, or whatever. And you show that is an actual viable solution because you did it and came in with some serious weight.
And one of the funny thing is, there's a big, huge plot of land behind my parents' place that all I have to do is call the owner, and I can't see them saying no. It's a part of land in the middle of nowhere for them, but right behind my parents' house. So I doubt they would cross a bunch of trees just to go and build something behind a house. So I'm pretty sure if I just call them just to make sure, they would allow me to grow a garden there. And that's another free spot that I have. My dad owns 75 acres. I haven't touched a single inch of that land yet. I say yet, not like, I mean, I'm going to do maple syrup, and I have to get that done because I'm sure today um, I would have had a lot of water coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of apple trees there also that I want to go and clean the area a little bit to get the bears away a little bit more and get some more apples.
Hi, Marcy.
Yeah, a lot of people, that like they're saying it goes faster with help, and there's stuff you just can't do by yourself. I didn't have my girlfriend help me as much as I would like, but I did have Serge. Serge was a tremendous help for me. Like, I can never say thank you enough. I would get there on Saturday morning, it would already be there, and the coop was already cleaned.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott and Dave also. I don't know if I said hi.
And those little things really do make a big difference,
So glad that the rules were lessened with the video quotas so that those who were unable to qualify due to videos can this year.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's going to give people a chance. And I think that they were, hello, by the way, and thank you for being here, by the way, but I think that we're trying to find a way not just to have people go and say, hey, I can participate, not make a single video, and then just come at the end of the year and say, like, boom, there, 2,000 pounds. They were trying to eliminate that. But I think by doing it the way they're doing it, they will encourage people to use the hashtag. I mean, we're all really looking forward to it. It's going to be very useful for our channel also, and I think it will stop people from not doing anything other than just weighing their stuff. You know what I mean? Like, people are actually going to be participating, and if something happens that you can make a video in that specific time frame, well, so be it.
Yeah.
Hi, Robert. Was what kept us from joining the last couple of years. Okay. Yeah. See, it's a good thing because you guys have a lot to teach. I know last year you taught me to plant squash and like bigger plants on the sides of my garden, on the edge of my garden, so that the weeds wouldn't go in as much. I'd like to say that it helped, but I have so much weeds.
Hey, at least my garden's green.
Yep. True.
And some of it is edible. Dandelions are edible.
Yep. True. We're just being honest, Marilyn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I try not to lie for anybody.
I'm so happy the rules is out. We didn't qualify with enough videos, which was awful because we had a killer harvest. See, like, I understand why I'm not gonna like I wasn't first pick, and I doubt that I'm gonna be like the MVP this year. I'm probably gonna go with about the same numbers, while people are just gonna go higher than me, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm trying to do what I can for my family. That's the most important thing, and I did learn a lot last year, at the personal level, and also about like from all the other channel that I was following. So I was kind of ready this year to come up with ideas as to what to teach. You know, I was going to be able to teach more stuff. The fact that I needed to have the 12 videos last year, to be honest, the last 2 videos were just harvesting, I think it was chamomile and mint to make tea. And I mean, I didn't teach much. I just showed how to harvest it. And it was good enough to be eligible, like, with the 12 videos.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like it was rushed because I didn't know what to teach the whole season. Now I've seen a little bit more how it's going to happen, and I would have been ready this year, but we don't need those 12 videos anymore. Hi, Tammy. Leading from farm fields. I don't know if that's allowed or not. We haven't had an answer on that one, right?
I'm not sure.
Hi, Belinda and Chuck.
Hey, Chuck and Belinda. Yeah, I'm not sure. Robert's in the house now, so maybe he'll
take care of Marcy.
But it is someone was just saying, I think it was Melissa was just saying that it's weird. Sometimes it's hard. You're not really comfortable filming the steps. And
yeah, I'm French, by the way. It's not my fault.
Sap, not water.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, sometimes it's not that you don't believe in yourself. Like, I'm confident that what I do will work. It's just that you're always afraid to show something that's not really like the right way. Right. I don't know. There was something about that for me. Like, I was kind of afraid to show something, and then people would be like, "Ah, you're doing it wrong. Like, that's not the way it's supposed to be." Well, that's the way I'm doing it.
Yeah. It with gardening and foraging and stuff. I mean, foraging, as long as you get the right plant, you're pretty safe. But in preserving food, there are so many different ways to do it. I was watching the Fermented Homestead today. It is getting hard to watch all. I was telling Trevor, I said, there's no way I would be on YouTube 24/7 and would not be able to keep up with all the videos of my subscriptions that I'm subscribed to. But and you know, there's fermenting, there's canning, there's drying, and you can do all of that with one plant. You know, there's so many aspects where there is no right or wrong way. There's a way that works for you in your climate.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like, there's so many different people in the community. We have people from Florida. We have, Danny is way down there in Louisiana. Not everyone has the same climate. So what I do here, I was making a video on winter sowing. Like, Robert's never gonna use that technique. He's never gonna have snow down there, probably anyway. But it's probably good for him to see that, in Canada or even you in the States, we have ways to do things. It's possible to do things. There might be some people in Finland that have a similar climate to us, and it might be interesting to see what we do. And that's what we're trying to do.
When you get into southern Louisiana and Florida and stuff, there is a time of the year where you have to be careful what you try to grow because it's so hot. The heat hinders growth. And so maybe something similar to what we do with winter sowing might work there, planting the seeds, and then the seed can come up when it's ready, when the conditions are right for it. I don't know. That would be interesting to look into.
Mm-hmm. And I am a little bit like that too, Melissa. Not necessarily the part about filming myself, but just like showing, what's going on in my mind kind of when I'm doing stuff in the garden. Sometimes I'll just go and plant everything, just boom, there. Let's put that in the soil and wait for it to grow. And it's not necessarily the right way because, like I said, I was talking to Annie, and in the course she's taking, they're showing her how to plant everything in specific spacing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, she knows if I have a garden that size, I need to plant at least that many amount of seeds. We will not go into my video skill. Well, everyone's got their own way of doing it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
You learn.
Yep. To me, it's just about improving. I mean, if you look at my first, we were kind of laughing at that the other day. Darren said that he had recommendation to watch my first ever live stream that I made. And like he was saying that the difference between me back then and me now is like day and night.
Yeah.
You get more comfortable doing it. You find new tricks. You find new angles that work best for you.
Yeah.
You improve. That's the main thing.
Yeah. With editing, my biggest suggestion is if you're editing on a laptop or a regular computer, learn the hotkeys of your editing program. That took tens of minutes off of my editing. And that's a lot. When you're sitting down to do a 20-minute video, a lot of times you're sitting down for 3 or 4 hours, and just knowing the shortcut keys to do stuff, it helps a lot.
So Robert said we could do that. So that's awesome. I'm gonna have to find some people, some farms around.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna glean the field out behind the Caldwell's is a garden center, and they got like all the big greenhouses there. They throw all their plants out back into a pile, and then they mix it up and they refresh it or whatever for the next season.
Well, it's not only the big farmers. The first year I went at the community garden, at the end of the year when I was removing my plants, there was this one small zucchini, and it was just about that big. They threw it out with the plant, but I'm pretty sure it was still good.
Yeah.
I, I looked at it. I mean, it was fine. It was not big, but it was fine. I ended up giving it to the. I think we had pigs back then, or maybe I gave it to the chickens. But you find stuff like that, and it's just like, okay, well, that's still free food. They threw it
Yeah.
out. I know pets don't count, but I also plan to count what we grow for our pets too, for personal knowledge. Our dog steals a lot of food from the garden, and we raise and catch some meat just for them. Yeah, it's still cool to see. Like in my document, I have the cost, well, close enough cost of everything that I'm growing. You know, I looked, and for example, maybe it's $2 or $1.99 for a pound of blueberries. Let's just say. Well, if I harvest 6 pounds of blueberries, I know that it's $12 worth of food. You know, and I have those numbers for pretty much everything I grow, just to give me a rough idea. So last year, you know, I had about $7,000 worth of food that I harvested, not for free, because you still have to buy the seeds, you still have to buy, if you're going hunting, the bullets, the gas, and all that kind of stuff. But it's still $7,000 worth of food for doing something that I love doing.
Yeah.
I like the process of making the garden, all the planting and the soil building. Yeah, stuff you don't necessarily show.
Yeah.
Same. Like, I mean, I was kind of scared to try canning. I did a video about the basic stuff, and the video did pretty well. And I said when I started the video, you know, this is the first time that I do it on my own,
Mm-hmm.
just to show that it's doable. You don't have to be scared.
But that's what I love about the homesteading channels, our community, and stuff is we show, hey, I'm trying this. I don't know what the end of this video or what my next video might be, me telling you that, hey, don't do this. It didn't work for me, but I'm gonna put it out there so that you know.
Yeah, it is still a way to do it. Maybe it won't work for you, but it's still a
Yeah.
way to do it. All my fault. I think it's cool that Lynn's in Canada and she has the same weather as we do here in Iowa. Our weather is usually pretty synced up most days even. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And they're just a little bit warmer than us. But usually if they have like a big snowstorm, we have it like the next day or 48 hours later, depending on the way it's going. The past few storms they had, I think it went below us, and it's mostly Ren's homestead down there that got it all. But we're kind of similar climate, you and I, Tracy. Also, I
Mhm.
think you're zone A, 5, right? 5A.
5A, I believe. Yeah.
So I'm 4B, and it's still pretty similar. July to end of August,
Yeah.
and it grows is over.
The thing is Remy, there's a dichotomy between I jumped ahead to Watermelon Sugar's comment. Remy and I are best friends. I mean, it is. We've never met face to face other than on video until May 6th. But yeah, we're best friends. There's nothing this man is going to do to try and harm me in any way. So everything is good fun.
Yeah, we talk every day, and we've had some pretty deep and serious conversations behind the screen, where everything was done with respect, and talked about different opinions on different kind of stuff. It's all good. Only thing wrong about gardening is not the garden. I learned my failure, so even if it's wrong, I harvested knowledge. True.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have a lot of those. We do so many things wrong here. It's evident in video comments. But hey, it works for us. Where exactly, I agree with that. It's just that sometimes I just don't feel like getting, run into by people giving negative comments.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't mind. Sometimes I do. Remy hunting moose is something I can't do in southern Ontario, southwest Ontario. Catching valley on Lake Erie is what I do in my backyard.
Oh,
Yeah.
walleye are delicious. That is some good fish right there.
Cleaning the field isn't much different than foraging. True.
No.
True. I saw a comment on Facebook gardening group this week. Someone was telling that we're sprouting all their seeds on paper towel and works great. Someone replied it was not a good technique since it's not showed in horticultural, agricultural classes. If it works for you, you do that.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but a PhD, I would rather learn something from Remy or one of the homesteaders on YouTube than somebody with a PhD behind their name, because they're telling me what they've done, what they've tried, what works, what doesn't work, whereas a PhD is telling me what they read in a book, pretty much. No offense to PhDs.
I don't know what happened. Just like suddenly I have this big pain right at the tip here of my tongue. It's weird. Like I can't move it.
Uh-oh.
Oh well. Gotta love it when your hobbies feed you. Yes. I mean it's one thing to go. If I play softball, it costs me $100 per weekend to go in tournaments. Or I put $20 of gas and go for a drive in the woods and forage about 10 pounds of blueberries. They're both good in my opinion, but one of them is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Sarah's here. New spot for my garden this time. Yes, and your garden is going to look amazing. I'm just hoping that it grows the way it should. We will figure it out, the weeds and all that there. Garden Warrior Q says I start seeds in numerous ways.
Yeah.
A lot of different ways will work for you. So, and sometimes it depends on what kind of seeds. I feel like watermelon sugar sound a lot like John. Must be his twin. You seem very nice to a man and try to get you in trouble. I was just trying to tease him on his own channel. It's not like I was doing it behind his back.
And I did. I made the slip up. This is my first year in the GGHC, but last year for Shed Wars, I was rooting for Remy, and you get into these live streams, and John's got his persona, Robert's got his persona, and they're going at it, and you can't help but join in. So I made the mistake and dropped a couple letters off a title of authority, and I did it on my video, and now I'm on his team, so I'm hoping he's as forgiving as I know he can be.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful, Tracy. Amanda has a PhD, and so does Marilyn's boyfriend.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. But my thing is I don't learn well sitting in a class, and I don't know what you have to do to get a PhD nowadays, but they're, you got to work hard to get that PhD, but I forget where I was going with that. I'm digging deeper, aren't I?
It happens. Third personality, who would be the second? I'm just miss something. So yeah, it's been fun so far. If it stays at that level and it doesn't go, like, I don't want it to get out of hand,
No.
where people get fed up of the back and forth.
Right.
You know, if some people don't like it, it's okay to say it. You just take a step back. Um, it's all good. I mean, we can laugh at John all we want. He's still a pretty awesome dude. You know, last year he sent a few things to the kids, and you know he made the kids smile for a whole day and even a few days. So you just know that he has a big heart.
Yeah, and you know he's let everybody on his team know, hey, listen, I'm here for you if you need me. I was watching a video that Alabama, a lady from Alabama, I think she's on Will It Grow. I'm not sure, but and she was doing the recap on the second night there, and it had John on there saying, hey, I'm there, I'm here for you, I'll back you up whatever I can, you know. Oh, master's degree. Ain't nothing wrong with my daughter's got a master's degree in psychiatry. She's a social worker.
Can I leave you in charge for 2 minutes? Somebody fell upstairs, and apparently,
Okay,
I'll just go take a quick look.
okay. Um, John Keeney, that's funny. I don't. There's got to be a story behind that I don't know. Yeah, many years of studying, and I have nothing wrong with people with PhDs, or any kind of degrees. Like I said, my daughter's got a master's degree. I have the greatest amount of respect for people who can. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. I went to 1 year of college. It was a Bible Institute, but I couldn't imagine being in the school setting for that long. It just wouldn't fit with my personality. But yeah, absolutely. And we need physicians. We need people who are doing this studying and stuff. I think my point was that I was trying to get to in a roundabout way was just that I would rather see the trial and error and the experiments. They might not be as scientific or as well read or written on, but it's just the way I learn better. I can learn more from a 10-minute video than I could sitting in an hour-long class just because of the way my mind works, or lack thereof. I tease John because I love him third best. He may pretend to be You're right. Yeah, I think it was Alabama Farm Life. Yeah, she had parts of the draft, and then she would say a little bit about the is from Mail Call last year, Cajun Hydroponics. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, okay. Let's say some things cannot be unseen and they don't make eye bleach.
Sorry about that.
No, not a problem. Everybody okay?
Yeah, it's my girlfriend's Meniere disease. Just like it's like she snapped and everything started spinning forward, and she just boom fell right on the ground on the floor.
Do you need to tend to her? Because
No, she's fine. She's heading in bed. The kids
Okay.
are taking care of her. She said she was okay.
All right.
I tease John because I love him third best. He may pretend. So I'm guessing you've already went through the chat a little bit.
A little bit, but I didn't touch on anything too specifically. If you sow 1,000 of tomato seeds, it could not be productive. For production of 20 in your house. So
I understand the paper towel technique. If you sow thousands of tomato seeds, could not be productive.
Right. Okay.
For a production of 20 in your house, it probably means no problem.
Well, yeah, and then if you're dealing with, say, 3-year-old seed that you collected yourself 3 years ago, that you found under a couch cushion or something, which happens, by the way. I found lavender seeds when I moved the couch to clean under it. The paper towel, that way you can see what's going to germinate, because if you're only getting a 30% germination, you're not wasting good soil on things that aren't going to germinate. They germinate, then you can transplant them from the paper towel.
Yeah, she's all right. She even fell on the dog, so the dog got scared. We will speak no more of any of John's personalities. All right. So I have so much stuff to do this weekend, and I don't have enough time to do it all. I I started coaching my daughter the handball team. I'm just the assistant coach, but still they have a tournament tomorrow, so it's going to be the whole day event. But I want to go and tap my maple trees, get that done, and there's also a lot of stuff that I have to plant, a lot of seeds that I need to plant. But I will show you what I bought today. Oh my thumb! So it's from the company Burpee.
Uh-huh.
So you have the little dome and the little pucks inside,
Okay.
and it goes on like water mat of some sort. Let's see if I can. Okay. So you have this thing that the water, it'll absorb the water, and that goes on top of a plastic thing like this. So I don't know if I'm supposed to make holes or if this is probably going to absorb the water from the bottom. So you put that in there, and that little water mat, something like this. It's something that I'm going to try, and then you put the tray on top.
And those look like good sized cells too.
Yeah, they seem to be, I'd say, about 2 inches, 2 by 2, from what I can see. And I have another one that they're just about an inch, but there was 2 trays within one, so it's like 72 little cells. I have a lifetime of knowledge handed down to me by my uncles. Yes, and now you have a YouTube channel, and it's time for you to show it all. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I love that jelly Sith.
This is a busy time of year, no doubt. Yeah, and family first, kids first. Well, no matter what, there's no way I was gonna miss that tournament.
Right.
My daughter's goalie, so it's always a lot of action. She's always involved in the play somehow. So that's even more fun as a parent. They play with those soft little pink balls. They're somewhat more like a balloon, so they don't hurt when they get them in the face. It might, they might feel it a little bit, but it's not gonna injure them.
That's why kids aren't as tough today. Is they used to be. I was watching a video today. They had this kid was like 2 or 3, just, you know, just walking really good and climbing all over a pickup truck. The kid, he steps on the door handle and his foot slips. He looks down like, oh, wow, I almost fell, and then continues climbing. I'm like, dude, this kid is a boss. Crappy tire to the rescue.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll be looking forward to that email. Take care. Yeah, there's John is probably even in there. Doesn't need to have any spies. He's probably in the chat, and as soon as we leave, he's gonna say goodbye like he did the other day.
That's okay.
We're not saying anything wrong. I'm letting you do the talking, and you're on his team.
Well, yeah, I'll never say something on. My goal is to never say anything on YouTube or Facebook or anything that I wouldn't say to somebody's face. And to tell you the God's honest truth, I have nothing but the utmost respect for John and Robert and Wilson, all three of the captains. You know,
True. We can't forget about Wilson. I wonder how many players they have now in that team. There's probably a few people that came in late. I know Michael Sharp joined that team also. Michael Sharp is another awesome gardener from down there in Florida.
And Florida is kind of a hard environment to grow in. You would think, because it's very sandy, and getting the soil to hold water, you'd think would be a problem.
Yeah. To me, would just be you're out in the garden sitting down. You don't know if you're going to get bit by a snake, by a spider, or eaten by an alligator. That's just not for me.
Yeah.
It's always my excuse, but it's always a very good one.
Well, I lived in Florida for almost 2 years, I guess. Yeah, from 16 till I joined the Army. And I never really thought about the poisonous. I mean, we were careful of poisonous snakes. We were careful of the alligators when we were fishing the kicker trails. You would love to fish the kicker trails. You're catching huge bass. Kicker trail is like when an airboat comes through or a boat comes through, it makes a trail through the weeds. And it leaves open areas that the fish congregate to. They can get to their cover quick, so they're comfortable. And you're catching huge bass, but you're up to here in water. Now, if you see an alligator, you just keep an eye on him and let him do what he does. And, you know, if you see a snake, you get out of the water, because my understanding, I don't know if it's true or not, but my dad said that the water moccasins can bite you underwater.
I'll stay here. I'm fine up here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, some things might be growing better in the sand. Yeah, we do have a lot of mosquitoes, but we're so used to them by now that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really bother us. Well, it doesn't bother me. Well, it's pretty cool. I'm glad when you guys said that you wanted to join, and I know at some point they were trying to find more people, and I was able to recruit some more people, like on a few chats, and then some people joined from my live stream, and it's awesome. I think I recruited about like 8 or 9 in the last 7 days, which is pretty cool. Plus, there's a few that join by watching a few live streams.
You've always been good since I've known you at bringing people together.
I try. Because there was a TV show, Lost, where the guy says, if we can't live together, then we'll die alone. So I figured, no, I should do that in life. If you can't live with people, you'll end up alone. So might as well make it so that you fit everywhere you with everyone and everywhere you go.
Did they ever answer all the questions to that on that show? Because I quit
Yes,
watching it
yes, and no.
after the second season, and there were no answers. I'm like, no.
They there's a lot of answers at season 6 that come like late in the season. Like the smoke monster, you know who he is and where he comes from. You know what happened and why they're actually on the island. Um, and no, they did not all die in the last season. Um,
Oh,
if I know some people complain, but I mean everybody dies at some point.
hmm.
And the way the show was, and there's one thing that one of the characters said in the last season that tells you that they didn't all die at the same time. You looked at the other guy and he said, "You made a pretty good leader on the island." And you looked back at him and he said, "You made a pretty good number two." And you never saw them die. So that shows that, after the last few characters actually died, that there was a time before the last few ones passed away. And they all ended up there at the same time because, before they crossed over to heaven, they were just waiting there for everyone to die at the same time.
Oh,
I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, I understand myself.
yeah.
It was kind of a war between good and evil. Two brothers, one was a light, the other one was a darkness, and one ended up being too greedy and he wanted to have power, and he jumped in the heart of the Highland, and that's how he got transformed into the Black Smoke.
And this is Lost, where the planes had crashed with the polar
Yeah,
bear, and okay.
yeah. And you see, like all those animals, they're all an experiment from another company that was on the island trying to do specific things. Because at
Oh,
some point they travel in the past because of the way the island is behaving. They travel in the past and they actually create what happened to them in the future by being in the past, which is kind of cool.
yeah.
So here too, sandland and bogland all around. Yeah, Maryland is next to the beach. I'm trying to find. Yeah. Um, I added the list on my Facebook. It wasn't on. Yeah, it was on Rams Family Farm page, Facebook page, and Robert copied the whole thing on the Tomato Junction. Um, Good question for you, Marilyn. Here we have a lot of lobster mushrooms and a lot that are not necessarily edible, and we have a lot of chanterelles. Hello, Susan. Thank you very much for stopping by.
My neighbor from way down the road uh, says that I have chicken of the woods, which is a mushroom that grows on the trees. I'm supposed to have him come show me sometime how to pick them.
I have to search for trumpet chanterelle. Yeah, I've seen those too. I think they're called. Is it the ones that are called winter chanterelle? Is there a shirt if you hit 30? Um, nah, I don't think so. Not tonight. I'm talking about the team list. Has anyone checked out Tomato? Yeah, the list is on Tomato Junction. I registered. I actually have it open here. It's actually pretty cool. The only thing I don't like is whenever I refresh, it logs me out and I have to go back in. Um, no one is in the marshal's office as of yet, which is a good thing. There's two different challenge on there. Um, there's a secret seat challenge and the squash challenge that I posted. There's a place where you can go and see all the rules. Grow logs and video vlogs. So there's a place where people put on their opening video. Actually, I should post mine there later. There's also a global gardening topics. And if you go in there, there's a few different topics. What did you do in the garden today? Greenhouse and eye tunnel. Helpful information about the forum. Are you ready for the Secret Seed Challenge? Hello and welcome. And you actually have a list of all the players with their actual channel. And yeah, they're number 70. So the Wilsons Misfits. There's a Nightfall Homestead, Reaper's Ridge, Me and You Acres, Where to Begin Homestead, Gardner Josh, Michael Sharp, Patriot Homestead, and Garden State Gardener.
Nice.
I wish they would make it to 30 players on that team as well.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna have to make a video like that tomorrow. That what did you do in the garden today? I'm gonna have to put my snowshoes on and actually go in my garden.
Yeah, you can't really do much.
No. Shovel.
Yeah, it's pretty much all we do. Just haven't had a chance to really poke around. So I was on it a little bit, and Chickens of the Wood is tasty. That's another one I want to find. I have some information on it, and I have some people that can help me identify it. That's the first thing I would say to anyone going outside trying to forage is never, never, never eat something you're not 100% sure of what it is. Even some people with big experience in foraging can end up eating the wrong thing, and it can be deadly. Yes, thank you, Tracy. Hit the like button. Also known as yellowfoot winter mushroom or funnel chanterelle. Okay.
When I lived in Florida, I ate a mushroom out of a cow patty on a dare. I came to about 3 days later. My dad was not happy. I had been happy for the last 3 days, apparently. Don't remember it.
So apparently a lot of people are going to end up in Marshall's office. If it's fair, I'm okay. If I get punished for something that Tracy did before me, then I'm not okay. Cantharellus tubiformis, yellowfoot or winter chanterelle, trumpet. Okay, so I was right. It's winter chanterelle can also be used. Homeboy Robert, you know things. You likely also have Hen of the Woods.
That might be what I know. It's a yellow thing, and he said it tastes like chicken when you cook it up. And he said it's on my property, but I don't know enough about it. I think I have seen them, but I'm not confident enough to try to eat them.
Yeah, just make sure.
Yeah.
And even if I know a lot of people that would be able to tell you what it is, but then again, if they're not from your area, they don't know all the lookalikes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You have to know all the lookalikes from your area before you go out and venture trying to eat something in the wild. That's the first thing I asked for. Okay, when I started taking my little course. Okay, you're talking about chanterelle, telling me that it's easy to identify. What's the closest thing we have here? And it showed me. And okay, when you see them next to each other, there's really nothing similar. Like they're really, really different. I do prefer to write Latin when speaking of something specific, but then, yeah, I would not understand. Cantharellus tubiformis. I'm not even sure if I pronounce it right. But I know Jessica that gave me the course is using a lot of those Latin names. So I'm going to have to learn eventually, and I want to learn. all mushrooms are edible, some only once.
Yeah.
But it's that one time that you don't necessarily want to try. Uh,
Because sometimes, man, the from my understanding, some of them cause severe cramping and pain, and yeah, I don't want to go out that way.
so for chicken of the woods, it's pretty obvious and will be on your oaks. Very orange shelf mushroom. We had so many on our property in Connecticut.
See, that's
Nice.
interesting because I don't have any oaks. I have hard maple, soft maple, birch, beech, um, cherry, and uh, hemlock.
And from what I can see, pictures. Okay, let me show that on TV. On TV on screen. So these are chickens of the wood. Are the red ones the same thing?
See,
So
I've
these,
got
you think you
I've
have
got
those?
some. I think I know I've got those that look like that, very similar, and then I've got the big ones that turn dark red towards the end of the year as they start drying a little bit.
Okay. Those look like lobster mushrooms though, but could be if around here we have some similar to those, but they grow on the ground, and those would be pretty much same color as lobster mushrooms. Lobster mushroom, and more likely hen of the woods. The red ones would be hen of the woods. So these are what we call lobsters, and we find some often that are like that. And they're pretty easy to identify here because of their distinct color and all different kind of shapes.
They look similar to some stuff I've seen in the woods around here, but
Yeah,
it's like some of the lookalikes and stuff. It comes down to a difference in the texture of the bottom of the mushroom. Whether it's got the veins or the fins or
yeah,
the gills or whatever.
yeah. And that's stuff that you have to learn, and you need someone to show you because I see this and I'm like, okay, if I saw this in the States, I probably wouldn't try it. I'm confident with what we have here that this would be a lobster mushroom because that's the only thing that looks like that around here.
Yeah.
Chanterelle mushroom. But see, these are chanterelles, and if you look here, like the gills, or I don't know what you really call them, uh, they tend to split. They fork at pretty much every single one of them. I don't know if you
Okay.
can see that.
Yeah.
They fork, and you see the color. Those would probably grow in clusters. You will probably won't see one by himself. Uh, let's see and look like. Uh, trying to find. Okay, well, here you have. Well, they're almost the same thing. You can't see the top, but this is what would be the look-alike, and you can see from the stem that it's more like just a little cap where,
Yeah.
like on top of the stem, has these ones here go more like a
Yeah. A funnel.
yeah. Tracy, the big ones that turn red are likely I can't even pronounce that name. Entirely different family, but both grow on dead wood. And the question would be, are they edible also? Not that you would try, but it would be good to know.
Well, I think in the future, I want to get I've got enough wood here that I can drop a log or two and inoculate it, I think is what they call it. But with they got plugs and stuff, you can buy mushrooms so that you know exactly what's growing on that log, you know.
Yeah.
And that's probably the way I'll go. But I do want to find out, my identification, because, if things go bad before I get that, I want to be able to. I love mushrooms.
And it's true about the lobster mushroom. It's actually, I think it can come from two different mushrooms that get infected. And the two mushrooms are not edible, they're actually toxic. And then they get infected by a parasite, but I thought it was another fungus. But anyway, they get infected by something and then they become this new mushroom, which is edible, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, it's like oxygen and hydrogen. Two things separate are very, very flammable. You put them together, you have water that puts out flame.
Yeah, true. So the marshal is in the house. Hello, John.
Hey,
First
John,
time seeing you here tonight. Welcome.
you're one of his Asian spies, aren't you?
Me?
I saw that little flare of the eyebrows.
I meant likely hands if you don't have oaks, but you might be talking about what Dave posted. Uh, Giant bobber in red and white to catch those fish. Always wanted to use bobbers to catch smell. Hello, Venkat, Kruby the Beagle. Thank you very much for stopping by. Yeah, and two things I'm going to say about foraging. The first one, and they're both things that Jessica said when she was on my live stream a few months ago. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to stay as long as she wanted, but she was long enough to teach me a few things. First thing is, there are more deadly plants than deadly mushrooms out there. Some of the plants you can't even touch them because you would get rash and like poison ivy. You don't want to touch it. Mushrooms, you can actually take any single mushroom in the world. You can lick them as long as you don't ingest any of it. You'll be fine. You can hold them in your hand. You can lick it. You can chew on it. Just don't swallow it. I wouldn't try that with toxic mushroom, obviously.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want a little piece to fall in the wrong hole, but it's safer if there's such thing as being safe with mushrooms and in plants. Second thing I was gonna say is, no matter what you try for the first time, you should just eat a small quantity to make sure that you can tolerate it.
Yeah. It's like unmasking procedures in the Army. You have the lowest ranking person try it. They break the seal on their mask, and then they clear and seal their mask. And after 15 or 20 minutes, if they're still okay, then they do it again. And after 15, 20 minutes, if they're okay, they take their mask right off. You always start out unmasking procedures by asking them for their weapon. You don't. No, I'm not taking my mask off. Are you nuts?
Not that good at catching minnows. Well, we catch what we can, John. It's not my fault if everything here has been fish until there was nothing left. True statement for mushrooms in Canada, at least. Yeah. From what I was told, it would be the same thing all over the world. You should be safe by touching them, but don't hold me on that. Like, I mean, I don't want to be responsible. But I know in North America, if you see them on the ground, you could at least touch them and open them up and see what they're like inside without being scared. The plants, I wouldn't do the same thing with all the plants.
Oh, John. Never mind. Hey, that little guy on my shoulder that's supposed to keep me from getting in trouble is working.
Ah, nice. Robert, shush. So with all that being said, the fun part is for all the rookies, the official date is Monday. Starting Monday, you can harvest food and count it. So for someone like you, Tracy, if you have chickens that are laying eggs at the moment and you believe you can leave them longer in your barn, you leave them there until Monday and you pick them up on Monday.
I just took it broke my heart. A 5-gallon bucket full of eggs that are too old for me to give to anyone because I've had them sitting here because my chickens weren't laying enough to get a full dozen a week. But I took them back to the back property line and dumped them out for the animals. And it broke my heart, man. It's $60-$70 worth of eggs.
So I missed the part about the bet. I don't really fish much, but I would like to challenge you to see who catches the biggest fish. What do you say? um, John, if you're fishing tuna or sharks, that's not fair.
Yeah, he's in Boston, and that's a harbor city, isn't it? Yeah, Boston Harbor. That's where we had our tea party. Yeah. He can go deep sea off the outer banks. What do they got? Swordfish, tuna. Oh my goodness.
Game on. I'm not scared unless John plans on catching a tuner down there. But even then, I might head to Cape Cod to get my own tuner with my cousin this summer.
Nice.
That would be awesome to see. I've seen a video of a friend of mine getting one out of the water, and it's amazing. And to think that you would be able to keep it and feed yourself, that would be even more cool.
Yeah.
Usually, what they do is they'll keep the fish and sell it to a restaurant somewhere or a factory of some sort. But it would
we
be
do
fun.
know we do know you can can tuna.
Yep. Funny story. I worked with a lady that used to get sent plants that were found in food by lawyers looking for suit to sue. They always were sad to hear when she was able to say that yes, it was a plant. She would chuckle because most plants are more poisonous than bugs or otherwise. Yes. I mean, we don't like eating bugs, but there's not many bugs out there that would actually kill you if you try to eat them. I mean, I would not eat tarantula or something similar. But yeah.
Bombardier beetles would be bad.
Okay, John's on Cape Cod.
Oh,
you guys should go fishing together. That'd be fun.
Two go out, one comes in.
Hello, Michael. I gave you a little shout out earlier saying how amazing of a gardener you were. Team Wilson in the house.
All right.
You're up to 8 in the team right now, and Yeah, that's gonna be fun to see. You guys should be motivated to show the two coaches or managers or captains that you should have been picked.
That is true.
Yeah, but they're delicious bugs.
Yes, especially with butter.
I remember my son when he was younger, he didn't want to try lobsters at all because he said that they looked like actual bugs. I
No,
just go for a swim with the man of wars.
there you go.
The jellyfish.
Yeah, that isn't that our motto. You guys call them jellyfish, but they're not. They're man of wars. Very powerful, and they can kill you with a sting.
And we're frogs. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, well, you get the
Rob,
right kind of frog. You lick the right kind of frog, and you just wander around the woods for a while in a daze. You lick a man of war, and you're gonna know it, buddy.
Robert, you need to change the name. So there's a bet on the line between Wilderstead and Willet Grow to see who's gonna catch the biggest fish this summer. That's gonna be awesome.
And where's Wilderstead at?
I thought they were in southern Ontario somewhere.
Oh, so that would Southern Ontario. That puts the Great Lakes in his reach. There's some big fish in the Great Lakes.
Yes, but there's no tuna.
No,
Just the
there's no
tiniest
tuna.
thing from me hurts bad.
Yes, and then to cure it, somebody has to pee on you. So they have to pee on the sting, not on the jellyfish, the man of war. Yeah.
So that's what Robert did with the coin. That's why he did it.
Yeah. That was his favorite coin. I wasn't going to bring this up, but now that you bring it back up, that was Robert's favorite coin. He lost it in a bet. If Robert is a sore loser, I would not be kissing that coin. You don't know what he did with it before he put it in that envelope. Other than
Imagine all the different places that coin could have been. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll be glad to piss on it. Northern Ontario. So I knew you were in Ontario somewhere. I thought you were Southern Ontario, but beside Lake Superior. Okay.
Well, Northern Ontario, that opens up a whole if there's seals and walrus and orca and
That was nasty. Well,
sorry.
why did you have to kiss the coin?
Well, I just was thinking, I'm like, okay, that was Robert's favorite coin, and he lost it in a bet. He might have been a little. I don't think Robert would have done anything like that, but you know,
You never know. I mean, we've never seen his face. It's not like we could report him or something. Like he could have done anything he wants.
yeah, orca killer whales.
Yeah, I don't think they have those in Ontario.
Well, if you get up, I don't know
Way
if
up north.
how far up it goes, but you get up into the northern where they used to sail up and then come down into, is it
Hudson
the
Bay, maybe?
Huron or the Hudson Bay? They could get them there. Well, Marie Lynn might have. She's on the St. Lawrence River. She might get whales and stuff coming through. She snags one of those in a net, and she's got the whole competition wrapped up.
I'm laughing at this one. You're getting kissed by your cats. We all know where that tongue went before.
That's okay. They've been fixed. They don't have testicles, so they haven't been licking them.
You've been stung by them in New Brunswick, Baie des Chaleurs. That's exactly where I live. Northern New Brunswick, baby.
By man of wars or just jellyfish?
You have kissed a coin now, John. It's good luck in yours now.
Well, yeah. That's what. Yeah, it gave him that. He won first time he's won a scratch off in a long time, and he said it was the coin.
Mm-hmm. John, if you want, you can send me the coin. I will not kiss it, but I'll go buy a lottery ticket, and then if I win, we can split. Because remember, we don't pay taxes here in Canada if we win.
Really?
Yep. If we win the lottery, it's fair and square. It's ours. There's always a percentage that goes to the store, I think. I'm not sure how that works. But if I win $40 million, nothing is going towards taxes. So there's beluga in Ontario, but no orcas. So Willie's not going to get free in Ontario.
My family can't eat.
Here. No, but you would have a lot of food for a long time, though.
Well, yeah, just take what you can eat in a year and give the rest away. Would still, that would still give you plenty.
Yeah, not allowed to fish them. It's ringing a bell, Dave, but I know you said something that, like, you're talking about it. It rings a bell. Small world, though. I don't remember who it was that I know, but makes sense. Northern Ontario. That's nice. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to go fish for bass again this summer. And hopefully get some bigger ones. And like, there's a chance that I might not go moose hunting, but there's also a chance that I might go. I'll be doing things differently this year. Instead of going fishing in early May and like the end of April, early May, I'll be bear hunting instead.
Ooh.
Might not be as fun, but if I get something, it's going to be a lot more meat. That's for sure. We're between Wawa and Soul in the Bush. I don't know where that is, but well, yeah, Hudson and Hudson and Bay James. Have you folks started looking for Secret Sea Challenge partner? I have 2 already.
I got one.
You have one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Secret.
I'm gonna be doing it with Annie from Back to Basics Homestead and with Marilyn Little Homestead by the Beach also. We'll check with Angie if she wants to do it, and if there's any other Canadians that want to participate. I mean, we can certainly talk and get something going. I don't know yet what I'll be sending. I usually like sending something that I know will not be too big, and that they can keep it later if they want.
Right.
Last year I sent some chives. Yes, I know. I did not know that. Did not know what? That we were partner? Didn't we talk about that earlier?
Okay, hop down, bud.
Or I wanted to talk about it and I forgot? If you don't want to, that's fine.
That darn invisible line is screwing me all up, but I'll get through it. I'm going to petition the federal government to erase all mail tariffs for YouTubers. So if you're sending something from Canada to the United States, but you're a YouTuber, you don't have to pay postage, and vice versa.
That would make sense. That would be fun.
Yeah.
The details, you have to watch John's video, Will It Grow? And it's on the forum also. Yeah, Marilyn, can you find the video and post a link? Give some views to John. Yeah, we talked about it, did not confirm, but if you're up for it, I'm up for it.
Hey, Plowman. Oh, Lord, I drafted. First.
And first, John, put the link. Hello, Kendra and Jason, probably. It's on my own page, so she posted it there. So that's the video. If you want to see the challenge, the secret seed challenge for I keep saying Shed Warriors. I find that name to be kind of cool, Shed Warriors. As for Global Gardening and Homesteading Community Warriors, it doesn't sound as cool. We'll have to find something else, I guess. Saying hi to each other. So, all right. What else do I plan on doing this summer? I will try to help sell on this property. I'm not doing the quails. Those were not worth it, I find. I had maybe like 3 or 4 pounds of quails, and I had to take care of them for like a whole summer.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing the same amount of turkeys, but I'll be doing double chicken. We are out of chickens. We didn't have enough. I'll be doing 40 this year. My brother started talking about doing chickens also, so I guess we'll have to see the way we set things up when time comes. I have a friend that buys chickens, and we end up pretty much butchering them at the same time, which is cool because he borrows my plucker. We go one day, we do his chickens. When we're done, we go and grab mine on Sarah's property, bring him back to his place, and they spend one night there. That gives them time to calm down a little bit, and then the next morning we do the butchering all together again. Goes by a lot faster. Beaver meat is supposed to be good.
It is.
I heard that. There's a lot of Sarah's property, but he doesn't want us to kill them. He wants to keep a few ones there. That's fine.
It's a dark, dense meat. The piece that I was given.
Okay.
My brother-in-law asked me. He said, "Hey, you ever eat beaver meat before?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Here, try this." And it was a dark, dense meat. And I don't know. If I was hungry, it would fill me up, but it's not something I'm gonna.
You're not gonna go hunt for it.
Right. If I want to taste beaver, I'll just go eat some vanilla ice cream.
I love to eat beaver.
Well, yes, but we were discussing beaver meat.
Yeah. Beaver meat is really good. Haven't had it for some years, but man, I would love to have some. I've never had a bad batch.
No. Bon Jovi had it nailed. If it comes in better flavors, they just haven't found it yet.
Now, I don't know. I would probably try it, but I'm not gonna go and hunt it without knowing how to properly clean them and cook them and all that kind of stuff. I would love to go hunt for geese. I know some people that do, and those are big birds and they're delicious.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait once I get my barn built. I order some turkeys. The hardest part about that is most of the time you wait till right before Thanksgiving Day in November when to butcher them, but I'll have to harvest early.
My younger days, I hate one god awful beaver. And I laughed so much when I saw your video where you ate, what was it, like not clams, but an oyster?
Oh,
Oh man, when you start gagging, oh, I laughed so much.
I love oysters, but I cannot eat them raw. It's a texture thing with me.
Marilyn, stop giving ideas like that to Robert. He's gonna ask me to do it. I have to pet a moose, a living moose. I have to pet a seal, and now I have to pet a beaver.
Could be worse. He could be asking you to pet a spider or a snake or.
Yeah, I guess. I wouldn't do it though. Never again. Wild Edibles, thank you very much for stopping by. We were talking about foraging earlier. Been a good you would have been good to be part of that discussion. It was oyster, yeah. You won't pet a seal or moose for me, Remy? Will you at least pet a beaver? Dying
That
over here.
that would be a lot easier and safer for him unless the beaver happened to catch him with the camera. That might pose a problem. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's wrong.
Just finished chores, tired, long day. I'm glad you're still alive. Yeah. We've been on for an hour and a half, so whenever we're tired, we're just gonna go. um, I don't have to get up that early in the morning, but still, I don't want to go to bed too late. When and you go in a tournament like that, there's a lot of people, a lot of noise. There's going to be a lot of discipline. I find it that it's draining the energy a lot from you. Yes, they do. And the thing is, they're swimming around showing you who the boss is. I've heard stories about beavers biting people, and it must hurt. I
I've
wouldn't want to be.
Jeff Foxworthy's got a wonderful story about a beaver bit this guy's nipple off. They thought it was dead beside the road, and so the guy picked it up by the tail. And
Oh,
so he's got, you might be a redneck if you've had your nipple bitten off by a beaver.
watch it over and see what like. Yeah, we talked about mushrooms, and we showed a few examples of what we have around and what Tracy thinks he has.
Yeah.
I had to get my 3 pounds of milk. 3 pounds of milk. Wow. I know I would watch you petting a beaver. Yeah, I'm sure you would. I'm not really in a rush to try though. I always answer comments on my video, but my last one got away from me and had to repost it. So if you don't see my answers because of that. Robert, you want to pet the little big bull? Yeah, if you want me to go and pet a moose, you need to do something like that for me, Robert. Like maybe, I don't know, go pet a cobra or
Alligator.
alligator. Yeah, if
He's
you
in the
pet an
bayou.
alligator, if you go pet an alligator, I will go pet a moose, but it has to be in the wild. Petting a bull. Thanks. Talking to Mikey Land. Thanks for letting me know. Comments are weird lately. I'm not getting them all again myself, and I had to go. Yeah. Sometimes the comments are lost in YouTube thing. I don't know what's going on. You write a comment and you go look for it again, and it's not there, and then suddenly you get a notification that someone replied, and boom, it's there.
I would say most definitely so.
I like answering the comments in YouTube Studios. The only thing is, if they reply to something that was already replied to, you won't see it there. You can only answer the first comment, which is a good way that, like, I like going on Studio in the morning and just see if someone wrote a new comment. Robert, John, you might have to put Robert in the marshal's office. I'm just hoping that I won't be the first one in there. Because, nobody wants to be in the marshal's office.
Well, nobody wants to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Especially even before the 20th, when it officially starts for the year.
I'm going to be like all stressed out there every morning, refreshing the page to see if there's someone in there. He's a nice bull that keeps trying to get my attention. This big bull always in my face. His head is huge. Big teddy bear. Oh boy, that's going to be a fun summer. And we're just getting started.
Oh, yeah.
Just getting started. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go now. It's been nice having you all here. Thank you, Tracy, for being up here on the panel with me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And we have some good ideas coming in the future. John and Robert, you'll be happy, and I think we can, once we're done, we can make a challenge for the upcoming years for other people as well. You can pet Mr. Evelyn. Question for YouTube: how do you put live chat as a permanent thing on lives? I don't know.
I don't know either. On mine says top on here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, on your phone, there's a little, like a thing.
Little arrow?
No, it's a little like a equalizer looking thing. And you click that, and then it comes up with top messages or all messages.
Yeah, but we would like to know how to permanently have it at live chat. Because every time we change it, we go back and it's there again. We are like Caddyshack and Gardening Made a Baby. Enjoy listening. You all have a great evening. Thank you very much, Danny. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Amanda, Robert, John, Dave, Wild Edibles. Thank you, everyone. I will be on. I set my live stream for 9 a.m. on Sunday morning, 9 a.m. my time, which would be 8 a.m. Eastern time. Might be later, might be early. It depends on what time I get up. But if you're not doing anything on Sunday morning, you want to come have a coffee, you're invited. And let's get this show rolling. In 3 days, the competition officially starts. It will be fun. I can't wait to see what everyone bringing to the table this year. One.
This is where I'll be on Sunday morning. You know what's missing? You are. No, I really wish I could be here, but I love our Sunday school class is almost as hilarious as your live stream. It is something fierce.
Nice. All right, so let's put some music on and leave you guys music for a few minutes, and we will see you next time. Take care, everyone.